Obviously, there's a big global climate change summit that's going to be happening in Paris at the end of the year. What role do you think the faith community will increasingly play or will play in this global summit to influence world leaders to come to some sort of universal agreement on where we should be in emissions and how we should be tackling sea level rise, climate change, major environmental pollution issues?
I think that faith leaders, and by that I mean leaders of religious traditions, indigenous community leaders, will be a moral voice in Paris. There is Henrik Grape with the Church of Sweden. I was impressed by something that he said, that any meeting that is taking place on this issue should have 3 empty chairs. One for future generations, one for the poorest, and one for creation, non-human creation, other living beings with whom we share the planet. And that, to me, was the kind of statement that I think religious leaders can bring in and make their main point and really keep people focused on right and wrong rather than some of the power politics that come into play. Obviously, this is a road through Paris, and there will be a lot to do to implement it and carry it forward. And I think another thing is to say that, you know, they're there as cultural leaders to make to help make the necessary changes.
It seems like really smart PR, because for the longest time, I think people have talked about climate change and they haven't seen climate change. It seems so far in the future, I think, to a lot of people. Maybe not to the folks in Kiribati and in the Maldives. But it seems far away. Is injecting morality and ethics into the environmental movement, sort of the fuel, you know, pardon the pun, that's really going to be the tipping point for change?
I think so. I mean, I suppose you could make a really good practical case too for addressing climate change.
Your dad's been making that case for 15 years.
Yeah, I think that we are really called to a higher purpose in life, and we are living in a time when we can help to redirect some of the goals of society in a way that will be much more fulfilling and much more balanced and just, and hopefully also peaceful. So I do believe that moral voice is important.